It's gonna go to his head.
Nothing ever goes to my head.
It always goes to your head. But
It
which
always
head are we
goes.
talking about?
Only success goes to my head.
Please join us.
Good evening. I'm Etc., your tour guide through the Tunnel of Terror. This is the Master's laboratory where he does his research. Ah, there's the Master now. Or is that just one of his experiments?
Got an aspirin? I've got a splitting headache.
I wouldn't go too near the chef if I was you. You might end up being the main course. Would you like to try some of our delicious intestinal stew? Don't! Let go! Come along!
That way! That way!
This is the only way out. Follow me to the enchanted garage.
Dan? Dan? Is that you? Okay, if that's you, cut it out. Cut it out. Okay, Dan, this isn't funny. I'm serious. You're scaring me. Cut it out! I'm talking about that thing with Jeff. He knew it was a joke. Come on, Dan. Okay. You win, Dan. You are the master. Schmuck.
The master.
Is anybody up?
What is it, Kathy? I've had a really bad day and now I've got all this cleaning up to do.
I need to go home.
Would you just look at this mess? I don't know how many times I've said it to myself. It's just like gutting a fish. I swear I was way better the last time.
The last time?
Yeah, you know, with Becky's dad, he was blonde too. Hey, I know. You've got a garbage disposal over your house, don't you?
Oh my God! Please. I need to go home.
Oh, no, you can't go. You'll tell.
No, I won't. I promise. I won't tell. Please, let me go.
Liver. Happy Halloween.
Well, what do you think? Should we put the kids on the middle?
I thought it would be.
Okay, everybody, come on down. Uh-oh, the lights don't work. This is not good. Be very careful. Stay together. Watch out for hideous monsters.
There are no hideous monsters down here.
There's at least one, Curtis.
This isn't scary, it's totally lame. Oh, come on, Jennifer. That's just Brad's dumb little brother. It is not me.
Wait, watch out, that's Shanks! What could it be?
Palestine, but they're longer beyond the grave. I seem to have worked up a little maggot. Now I want to kiss a little kid. Come here.
This is pathetic. You're in a dress, your son's a doll, and your wife's a radish.
Hey, I'm a carrot. Learn your vegetables.
Hey, lighten up a little bit. Don't wreck this for everybody else, okay?
If you built this, it's all gonna fall apart anyway. I've seen your show. It should be called Full Time.
Making fun of Nana Steen's favorite shows. Not a good idea, son. Why don't you check out Nana's little toolbox, Marty?
Oh, a toolbox. I'm scared. What's gonna happen? Is a wrench gonna pop out and say boo?
I don't know.
A bucket. I'm scared.
One body!
Well, Tim, your haunted house was a huge success. I've got to hand it to you.
With what?
Oh, thank you, Nana Stein. You are looking so youthful this evening.
Well, it's probably that new moisturizer, that formaldehyde of Olay.
See you later, Al. Nice working with you.
Good night, Wilson.
Let me follow you up. I'll get that cleaver and give it back
Tim.
to you. What is it, Al?
Well, what about me?
What about you?
Well, there's spiders down here.
Al, those spiders are like joke spiders. Jill bought those at like a magician shop, the rubber spiders. They're a lot of fun, okay?
Tim.
I'll be right down to get you.
Well, it's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. Yet another exciting episode of the Haunt Hour. And now here are your hosts, Susie Flessick. She always gets your order right. And Troy Crivolone. He's faster than all the other kids at the water park. And Dan Doble. There he is, in a chair. Go Dan. And tonight's guest, from Halloween 365, Jarad and Terry Hagerty. So sit back, get your hashtags ready, fire up your keyboard fingers, put on some spooky background music, and let's get ready for the Haunt Hour.
Well, here I am in my chair.
That's a different chair.
I don't understand how that all worked out that way with the stupid overlap. It did not do that last night.
Oh my God.
No, I ruined another one, but that's fine.
It's okay. It's turning out to be par for the course, but I think that one was pretty awesome.
I think I do it too late at night.
He is.
I do it
in a chair.
There he is in a chair. At this point, AI is pretty much making the entire intro. So,
oh my gosh, it's so funny! It's so funny. Well, welcome everyone to another fabulous Haunt Hour, season 4, episode 16. Jeez, where is the summer going?
Do you know how many episodes it's been, Dan?
Since when?
Since the beginning of time.
No, I don't know the total. Do you at the time? Is it 100?
77.
Oh, we're getting there.
What
does 77 represent? Anything exciting?
No.
The year I was born?
Just that you weren't here for our 75th episode.
Yep. And Susie's not here for the 77th. And
That's
you've been here for all of them, Troy.
I have been, actually.
You're an amazing person. We thank you for everything.
Yeah. Thank you for my service.
Sarcastically and seriously.
Yes. And just a programming note, I absolutely butchered for like the 14th time the name of our guest's show. It is let's see, let me actually go like this. And I kept putting Halloween.
What are you doing?
I put Halloween 365. And I said it on the intro too, and Jared is gonna kick my butt for it.
Jared, just remember when it comes to question 3,
No.
Just remember, Jared. Anyway,
it'll be me this time. It'll be me this time.
Probably. Yeah.
So what's new, guys? I know Susie's not going to be here tonight. We've got a good stand-in.
Yep.
Really? Where? I don't see them.
It's behind your backdrop.
Oh, okay.
I made the I worked a little bit today, and then my app for Walmart decided to act up, and that told me I should go home. So I went home early, and I did all this stuff, and then I went in the garage and I started cutting up wood to make coffins, because I need to make coffins for skeletons to be in, because it's Halloween, haunting and all that. And it's 100 degrees today. So I've got my swamp cooler going, and I've got the fan going, and I've got my chop saw going, and I've also got sweat going, and the fan is blowing up my shirt a little bit. And so now I took a shower, but I'm still itching like there's sawdust all over the inside of my shirt. Changed my shirt too. This is my Penhurst shirt. You can't see it. There it is, because our guests are from Pennsylvania. So a PSA for haunters. If you're gonna work with a fan and it's hot and you're sweating and there's sawdust, maybe tuck in your shirt. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
So it's itching. It's itching a lot.
I can't wear a shirt in my garage because my garage does get up to the same temperature, but I don't have that nice little air conditioning unit. And if I work in my garage, my shirt sticks to me, and it's not pleasant.
That would have been better, because the sawdust still wouldn't have gotten in there. So,
yes, it would. Oh, yes, it would.
Finds a way.
It's everywhere. So, but yes, I am. I've set aside one of the build ideas for the Texas Haunters Convention. I was going to make a really cool bus front for it, and timing got away from me. So I am now going to make coffins that will they'll be in the front of the display and all that. And I've got other ideas, but the coffins are going to be dual purpose. I'm going to put them out in my lawn too. So
perfect.
So I'm still gonna have a cool booth. It's not gonna be as cool as I wanted it to be, but it'll
gets the job done.
It will suffice to bring the people to me to talk to me. But the buttons will bring them to talk to me. Free shit always brings people.
Troy, do you have any for the people that don't know? Troy makes buttons.
I do.
He makes some pretty badass ones.
I do.
There's a lot of really cool ones. And he probably takes orders too. If anybody's out there that needs buttons.
Oh God, yeah.
For you. You're gonna have more orders than you know what to do with.
Better him than me.
Right.
I got one here that says I can't actually show some of them because they're secrets. We haven't because I'm making them for specific people that are coming to the Texas Haunters Convention. I don't know if we will be able to see this, but this says I heart Steve's props that are haunted.
Hey, Troy, I'd just like to tell you that there's something wrong with that button, because it's supposed to be Steve's with an apostrophe S.
Well, I'm trying not to get sued here, Christopher.
That looks weird.
I'm trying not to get sued by, Joe.
You're not gonna get sued.
I don't know. He sues everybody. The other one that I came up with the other day is good old Vincent Price, and it says the price is right. Because Vincent Price is always right.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up. I was a little lost after that.
That's right. So yes, I make buttons. I also make decals. I just put a new decal on my gas tank that says I fuel up for Halloween. And it's got a little fuel gauge with a little ghosty at the end of it instead of the full. So, I just come up with these things where I was literally driving today and I go, I got to go get gas. And I was like, I got to put more decals on my car. And I'm like, I could put like something like a fuel gauge and then a fuel up for Halloween. And then I was like, fuel up for Halloween. I'll put the gauge with the thing. And I'm like, you should just see me in the car. I was like, oh my God. So I had to I actually drew it out on my little notepad app, and I drew it out so that I knew what was in my mind.
Troy, I have a question for you. When you were working in the garage, were you wearing haunties?
I was not, because that's just more sweat collecting material. So
and Sean's in Vegas. Sean's in Vegas, so he's losing points. He's lost so many points.
Yeah. Actually, when he's not here, he loses 5 points. That's how that works. But
I'll get him back
his kids where there's lots of undies. I mean, just undies. There's lots of undies there.
Wow.
So
that just went way off the rails already. Fantastic.
Doesn't take us long.
No, it does not.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
You know what else is off the rails?
Oh, haunting news.
Haunting news. I will put the video up on our page here, but this is they basically announced.
I watched this.
What a lot of the dark universe for Universal Florida will look like. There is no other reason to go to any other theme park once this opens. You can pretty much forget about stupid ass Disney and and I mean this place is going to blow people's minds. They won't even show the ride that goes through the Unchained mansion, which is Frankenstein's mansion. They won't even show that ride yet, but they do show the ride in this for I forget which monster it's for, but it's a spinning coaster. So as you're going, the cup you're in is spinning as well. They did say that ride was family friendly. Huh?
The main one is Frankenstein's house.
Yes, but they explained it in the video that it's actually Victoria Frankenstein.
Yes, the young aged woman.
Yeah, and she has grabbed all the monsters and she's using them and things like that. So, but Dracula doesn't like it. So Dracula's going against her. So it's definitely a fight. There will be vampire bars and themed restaurants. And it is. I mean, like I was sitting here going,
when this dropped, I was like, I watched it like 3 times, and then I called my wife. But then I thought to myself,
here's
how long is this going to last? You know, like, are they really going to keep this theme? I feel
this is going to be.
I feel like this whole thing could be scratched in 3 years.
No, but
I hope not.
Because of how big the Universal monsters are, but they also have Super Nintendo Land. They've got more Harry Potter. They've got How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon will get axed before this does. This is going to put people in the world of Universal Halloween. It will also allow them to probably put a Halloween event in there as well. Part of Horror Nights will be able to go in there. But the fact that they have a burning freaking windmill. I mean, I would say there's people in America who won't be able to go to this for the first 10 years, that it will still be relevant for at least the next 10 to 15 years because of how much it costs to go there. You know, it's not cheap to go to Universal. It's cheaper than Disney, but it's not cheap to just go. And especially the first 2 years, it's going to be nothing but mad crowds every day. We're not planning on going until April of 26 after spring breaks are over. And that's probably going to be the best time to go, like the last 2 weeks of April, the first 2 weeks of May, and then because then it starts graduation parties and graduation trips, and they have all the Florida colleges and high schools, they block out days at Universal, and it's so expensive and so like impossible to even go around. So, but yeah, we will put this up on our Facebook page so you can watch more of it. In other Hollywood news, Robert Englund and John Carpenter are both getting Hollywood stars Walk of Fame. Also along with Trey Parker and Matt Stone. It's the South Park, baby. But yeah, so they are getting in the same year. Freddy Krueger and John Carpenter are getting stars. So that is going to be awesome.
Congratulations to them.
Oh, I guess I can't. A update to last week's news about the techie sale in Chicago that has been postponed. So don't go to Chicago July 1st or 2nd.
Oh man.
They won't say why. And it's kind of weird that they would postpone or cancel a garage sale. So I don't know if maybe somebody up higher didn't know about it and didn't okay it. Maybe, who knows?
Hey, wait,
maybe,
what are you selling? Wait a
right,
minute.
yeah, we can sell that stuff regularly. Why are you just letting people come in here? So yeah, so don't go to Chicago. But if you already had airline tickets and stuff like that, you can go to it's in Creve Coeur. It's just outside of Bloomington, Illinois. You can just go visit Bill Borner. He'll hang out with you at his house. He'll show you how to make stuff in his.
Don't call him. Just show up.
No, absolutely don't call him.
Look in the description below. We'll have his address.
Yeah,
and that's that's North Illinois, right?
No, it's actually well, he'll say it's Central Illinois. He's Southern, whatever. Totally Southern Illinois.
Okay, Southern. Okay.
Yeah, right. He's gonna probably stop watching now, so I just lost him. So that's cool.
Just another person that doesn't like you.
Just another one down.
Damn it, Troy.
An update to the Chamber Bowl. We have a bunch of other haunts that have made it past Hardyville haunt, Scream Dreams. This one hasn't been updated. He didn't update these again. Okay, well, some of these have moved on. Afterlife beat Crawford School of Terror. So Susie's haunt is out. Afterlife did move on.
Oh, we don't have to cover this anymore.
Well, we do because Terror Isle is winning today. But you all have to vote. You all have to vote today.
Where is the link in the description? Where are we? How are we voting? You got to drop that link, Troy.
I'm putting the link.
Drop that link for the peeps.
Right there.
There it is.
Here we go.
Slap that link up there. Click on that bad boy.
So go there and you'll go like this and you click. Oh, that was yesterday's. Why is that yesterday's? Oh, yeah. Don't go to that link. How dumb am I?
Jesus Christ, Troy. Did you put the wrong link up?
Go, man. I mean, seriously.
God damn it, Troy.
Damn it, Troy.
I don't even know why we employ you.
I know, right? Because it keeps people guessing. Okay, this is the correct
I know
link.
why. I know why.
It's because you correct link. And if you look right here, you do Terror Isle, you click vote. 57-43. Terror Isle's winning. So,
how badly did Susie get blown out?
She was ahead by like 80%, and then it all of a sudden just went. So I think early on it was only a few votes here and there, and then in the evening it picked up, and Afterlife started sharing stuff, and I started sharing stuff, but it switched quick. So I don't know exactly what the count was, but she did not move on.
Victory.
Here's actually the newer one. So we're at Sinister Tombs, I believe, made it to the second one. So Afterlife, Haunted Majestic, Waldorf State of Fear is still in the running, so that's good. Two of my haunts are still going, so we're good.
So I needed to vote for 13 was it acres, or is that who I needed to vote for?
No, you needed to vote for Terror Isle, Christopher. Terror Isle.
Oh, Terror Isle. Okay.
Yeah, Craig Watt will be very upset with you. I wonder if I can delete that comment. Oh, looks like I can. So that is it for the news, but we do have a little bit of
facts
about the Texas Haunters Convention. Christopher was just on Into the Fear on Sunday night talking about his stuff. They did a great podcast with Matthew and Teddy. Teddy from Dark Hour and Matthew from the convention. We will post a link to that too, so you can catch up on all things Texas through that podcast. But the floor is full. It's been sold out for a month and a half now. They have a charity this year, the Bat Conservation International. So $1 from every ticket sale goes to the Bat Conservation Fund. So we can save the bats because they're fucking awesome and they're very.
Are they the Texas bats?
Yes, I believe it's the ones in Austin, but it's for all the bats in Texas. So it's their group.
It's fantastic.
So Christopher's going to be there. He's over here in E04 right here. I'm over here at D15, Mind Trap, who Bill Borner's over here at DO1. Froggies is there. Nightmare Makers is there. 916, Project Backfire, Lord Grimley, CFX, Dark Hour, lots of Haunt shirts, lots of great people are there. And a lot. This is more of a show that has a lot of Halloween and haunting in it. So it's not just for haunters. It is definitely where families can go in. You can get indoor stuff, outdoor stuff, services as well. So it's kind of an all-encompassing,
loud stuff.
The loud stuff like horns.
Yep.
So there's a fair amount of prop companies that'll be there. Masks. No makeup still. No makeup still. I don't know why. But I've maybe told a certain
they don't wear makeup in Texas.
I guess not. I guess they just get their makeup from other places, I guess. But
it gets so hot it just sweats off.
You know what? It is a good testing ground if you want to try makeup that stays on in the heat and the sweat. So it's a fantastic testing ground for that. But they also have lots of classes and lots of unique classes, different than you'll see at other shows. Michael Scalberg puts together the classes, and he really does it based on what he hasn't seen in other shows. And also kind of encompassing the Halloween crowd, not just the haunter crowds as well. So we've got distressing, we've got
is that costume distressing, or is that prop distressing?
I would imagine it's costume. I mean, it's nothing we've ever seen it.
Well, Anthony Powers is doing it, so it's going to be great. This is it is prop distressing.
Okay.
Prop and scenic. You've got how to pass your scare actor audition. I've never seen that one. Motor stuff, prop work stuff, blood. Why kids and teens need horror sound stuff. There's also going to be, and this is a self plug, even though mine's not sold out yet. My wife is doing carve and paint tombstones. We're doing tombstones, and her class is sold out. Melissa Winton is doing it's a motorized skeleton in a coffin that opens up, and that has 5 left. Modular LED has some left, and my solar swamp lanterns, kids and old people can make it too, has 9 places left. So we got some cool, unique.
You can, guys. Go sign up. You're going. Right? Troy's paying.
I am not paying.
Just send your Venmo request to Troy. That's Troy
send the Venmo to me. It's very different. So that the actual convention itself is July 13th and 14th in Mesquite. It is possibly the last year in Mesquite. I do not know yet for sure. I know there's talk of it moving. We have not confirmed.
Where would it move to?
It would probably move to a much bigger location and probably closer to the airport.
No shit. Closer to where?
Probably closer to the airport.
Oh, I was just going to say.
But I know that one of the things they said that they will never do is they never want to go in. We have this freeway called the 635, and it's a big circle around Dallas. Anything inside needs a union.
Sucks. Oh,
so
really?
So you've got union lumpers, you've got union fees, union electricity, all that. So the fees just jump. So anything outside of the 635, no unions for the most part. So it'll still be in a hotel convention center type of setup, but there will be more hotels around it, more food, more entertainment, things like that is what they're looking for.
If it's growing now, why move it? Like,
because
if it gets too big, Dan, there's not going to be enough space. Because I mean, they're already pretty maxed out on space.
Then you drive you can raise your prices, and you're not paying exorbitant dollars.
True.
To a bigger area. So why not build demand for the show and keep it in Mesquite for 3-4 more years, and then jump?
Well, because they've been doing that for 6 years now.
I know, and now they've reached capacity. Now they have a big show, so utilize that and make more demand. I don't know. It's just my 2 cents. Convention, so it's not.
It's a very good business sense in that, and I think they've been doing that up till now.
That's why they're at this point.
Used that to now move. But
did they sell out last year?
Huh?
Did they sell out last year?
Yes. Oh yeah, they sold out at the beginning of April, like right after the early bird price went away. They sold out. They made a few extra moves, moved around some stuff to add in some more tables and stuff like that as they went along. But this sold out faster than the other conventions have.
That's
and
good.
But like I said, it's not just haunt stuff. So that's where the other
It's
issue
just weird
comes in.
'cause, you know, when I see pictures posted by some haunters, like at 6:30 on a Thursday before they open, it's like dead. There's like nobody in there. So I was just wondering.
Yes.
True. Do you see where I went with? You see where I was going? You guys are like looking at me like you don't understand what I mean. That joke just died. It just died. I'm just saying that some people make things look like shit intentionally.
Oh, yes.
So now everybody understands. Carry on.
Yes. Yeah. So they do have a pretty cool. Oh, and the haunt tour will be at dark hour again.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't. It's going to be an all evening, so you get lights on, lights off, so you get a full dark hour show. And from what I've heard, it's not going to be. And this was kind of confusing on Sunday night with Christopher on that show. Was that Teddy said that it's going to be a normal dark hour show. So it's going to be all the normal dark hour characters. And then Saturday night, they're doing Fang Frenzy, which is the play on Dog Days that they used to do. So they're bringing back the werewolf thing for Saturday.
I thought Teddy was saying that was going to be on Friday.
It is going to, because when he first said it, he goes, it'll be our traditional dark hour show. So that's where I was confused because I heard him say that. And then he talked about the Fang Frenzy. So I don't know if Teddy knew which he was talking about because it sounded very confusing.
Sounds like a fucked up Friday.
Pretty much. It's dark hour. It doesn't matter if it's Fang Frenzy or if it's regular, you know.
It doesn't matter if there's no fucking power in the building. That's shit's going to be fucking crazy.
Yes. So then you get a dinner and a Q&A and then lights on as well. And that's a full tour of everything. The prop room, the makeup area, costumes.
I miss that place. And you got are the bathrooms included in it? Because they have
bathrooms are included. There are
bathrooms in the haunt industry, friends.
And the creepiest,
check them out.
There's a certain person who talks to you while you're in the bathroom over the loudspeaker. It could be Shannon in a weird voice. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Dozer just said we have Fang Frenzy both nights.
He said, I think, at the end of it. So
yeah.
But I believe I believe that's what it is. So it is more of a game. You will be trying to get away from the werewolves, and if you get bit, then you'll be hunted by the werewolf hunters as well. So it is a much more. They did this for St. Patrick's Day, and it was fantastic. I loved every minute of it. It is absolutely an awesome way to do an off-season event versus just doing supposedly a Valentine's haunt, but yet it's just your regular characters and whatever. This was to make it interactive was way better, and of course, Dark Hour is the one that's going to pioneer it, And then people are going to.
It's very immersive. It's very.
Immersive. Oh yeah. Remember that, Dan? Immersive storytelling.
Immersive. I've never seen a class on that. Is he doing a class on immersive storytelling?
Yes, that guy will be at Texas, and he'll be giving immersive storytelling. I'm bringing all my vegetables that I've ever owned to throw at him while he's at his. No, he's not coming. He's in. I think we found out that guy's in like Oregon or something like that, which makes me so glad I left there too.
You left there?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you're from Oregon and you're talking about immersive haunts. There aren't any there either. So shut up. I know every haunt that's there, dude. He's never left that area. Anyways, that is Christopher will be there with Tri-Haunt Creations. I will be there with Terror Tours. Dan will be at home working in his 85-degree basement. Christopher has all kinds of awesome stuff. Like I said, I will post the link to the video for where he talks about his stuff last night or from Sunday night as well.
All right, moving on.
Come buy all our stuff.
Please.
Moving on, DIY of the week. Troy, what do we got?
DIY of the week. This guy popped up on my haunt page today. He friend requested me after I left Oregon. He's in Washington.
No,
I didn't know he's been there for a long time. Evidently, he didn't know about Northwest either. But he has it's called Grunge Haunts, and he has very low budget, very easy DIYs. and a lot of it using, milk jug skulls and great stuff and foam, all but on a really good budget level. Like one of his videos is how to make this for $13. So one of the things, this is just one of them that I picked. He talks about how he makes all of the skulls and how he has visible from Verizon. I'm super glad that he does. Everybody should have Verizon.
I love his logo.
Right. But he goes through the process of how he does all the foam cutting and how he does all the Loctite, great stuff. And so if you want to make a cool skull wall or a bunch of other stuff, I will put this video up, and then you could subscribe to his channel and get your grunge haunt on. See?
Oh boy, careful!
I did that. Right?
You did do that. I love it.
I did. I think it's time, Dan, and
it's time.
I just happen to have an intro again. 2 weeks in a row, I have an intro for them.
But is it going to be right?
Here we go. We'll are you ready, Dan? Are you sitting in your chair?
I'm so ready. I can.
Are you sitting in your chair?
I am.
Okay, good.
Night after night, will we survive? Night after night, are we dead in this cold? Oh, everything knows, everything breaks, everything will die here in this cold.
Halloween Haunts 365 podcast. Welcome.
Hi.
Why did we say hi and then drink? I
don't know. That's crazy. It's crazy.
So we have Jarad and Terry Hagerty. He got mad at me the other night.
Job.
I didn't get mad. I was just pointing stuff out.
He's just pointing out my faults left and right. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't get your names wrong. Just so
he's
you know.
Like, Troy, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm mad at you. It was.
That's why I had to wear the pin.
Damn it, Troy.
Right. See?
Damn it, Troy.
It fits daily life.
Damn.
That pin is not nearly big enough for you, Jarad.
Oh, I have bigger ones.
I'll get a bigger one.
I'm gonna get the medallion like the what's his name?
Flavor Flav?
Yeah, Flavor Flav. Just get the big old medallion. Just says, "Damn it, Troy." What time is it? Damn it, Troy.
Damn it, Troy.
So yes, Halloween Haunts 365 podcast is the official name. Halloween 365 is a knockoff, and they do have a podcast. Don't go to them; they're terrible. Only ever go to Halloween Haunts 365 for your northeastern haunts and all things Halloween.
Yes.
If you don't, I will come to your house.
That's scary.
That's just a bad enough threat.
It's an idle threat. I've tried.
Whatever. So Dan, why don't you start us off here?
I was just going to say, welcome guys to the show. Normally we ask our haunters where they got their start, what brought them into this industry. So I guess we can start off with a real quick who you are and why are you a haunter and what's going on with Halloween Haunts 365.
All right, so mine starts, probably both of ours starts, mid 80s. I grew up on the Jersey Shore. We had a ton of haunted attractions, like Castle Dracula. She was in Brigantine Castle.
Yes.
I'm in that picture somewhere. So
I was going to ask you, where are you in this?
I think I'm behind my uncle with the green hat because I think that's my sister poking out.
Okay.
So I'm in that line. So yeah, that's one of those scary container hunts. So I've been doing this a long time. I've loved haunted attractions ever since I was little, and really, we met, and then we went to we did a see there I am on a dark ride back when that was Dante's Inferno. Now it's they had to change the name,
of course.
Yeah. So we when we started dating, we went to like 4 or 5, 6 haunts together, had a blast. And then like USA Today put out their list.
That's where you came up with the idea.
Yeah. And I was like, what are they talking about? So I had no idea how to start a website. I wanted to start a website, and it was, to review haunts. But I really wanted to learn. I wanted, just to learn how all this shit worked. And that was about 9 years ago. And a lot of haunts took us under their wings, and we decided to go full-time YouTube content 2 years ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's sometimes I say we should have stayed a blog, but I'm having fun making learning videos and stuff like that. She does nothing, so
yeah, I don't do anything.
Sit on a throne of lies.
No, she's the chief people officer. I
talk
go
to
her.
everybody.
I go to her to talk to people. I'll be the artist in the back to behind the curtains.
Yeah, I talk to everybody.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yep, that's me. I'm hiding.
That's right.
I'm hiding. Yeah, that's pretty much how this all started 9 years ago.
So give us a little bit more on Halloween Haunts 365. What is it? Is it a weekly show, monthly show, daily show? Where can we find it?
In the off season, we do a weekly show. We like to interview actors, owners, whoever's really in the industry. And you got to show that old ass video right there, don't you, Troy? Wow.
But this one, yeah.
Yeah. Again, thank you. And it was one of our biggest interviews because it was with Nikki from Haunted Overload.
Mm-hmm.
Like a huge haunt, big interview, and that's what it looked like from the first interview. Wow.
That's bad.
That is bad. We've come a long way. But it just, I love to celebrate this all year, and this is our way to keep it alive all year, is talk to the actors, the builders, the owners, even vendors. We've talked to, I think we're up to like 70 interviews already.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. And then during the season,
we're pretty much daily.
we try Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, and I'll release probably Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then come back in. We just do quick reviews without giving shit away, and really, we've thought about filming in haunts, but I don't like giving anything away.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we really focus on the midway stuff, or the stuff that you can do around these haunted attractions
To make it an all-night experience.
To make it an all-night experience.
Yeah.
It's very hard to give the experience going through a haunt with a video camera.
Yeah.
It kills the whole experience.
It does.
It's just you going through a haunted house, not an immersive experience. So I totally understand what you mean when you say that.
And a lot of friends, like we've met a lot of friends that also do this, and I can't watch a lot of their videos because it's haunts I want to get to, and I don't want to see anything. And we started that weekend update last year. We might continue it this year. It just gives 20 haunts that are in our area, when they're open, what days they're open, and a little details. Just quick little, I think there's 7 minutes, 5-minute videos.
Yeah. So how do you approach your review? Like, how did you start doing reviews, and then how did you hone it down and stuff like that to the point where you are now? And how do you approach that when you go to each haunt?
We did. Oh, you're gonna make me think back.
Yeah,
because I've changed the scoring 12 times.
Yeah,
I have. I really have. So it was actors who usually always score high because they're there, and for me, that's cool. They're there. They're putting in an effort. I'm all for it. Keep going. That's why we usually do a lot more actor interviews than anything. Then I think scenes was one of them now.
Yes.
I didn't like how it was done, so I broke it down into 10 titles now. So now we're into, I got it right here, actors, duration, and that doesn't really have to mean time. It's how long it feels you're in the haunt. You know what I mean? Because it could be a 3-minute haunt. You could feel like you're in there 15 minutes. Fear factor, that's tough. I have to use her for that.
I'm a chicken.
She's a chicken.
I'm a chicken.
Lighting is so important to me in a haunted attraction because it makes or breaks the scene. Like, I mean, if you go to Reaper's Revenge's hayride in the daytime, you're like, wow, this is okay. And then when the lights turn on, it's the best hayride in the country.
Right.
I mean, it's makeup and costumes, immersion. Do you feel immersed? That's one of our newest categories. Is how's that feel?
Yeah. Immersion.
Intensity. Some places have changed intensity, so I thought that was important. Plus, I get probably 50 to 100 comments a year if it's safe to take my kid to. And all those listening,
You have to ask that question. No.
Yeah, I don't know your child. Some childs have no problems. Other
Right.
kids have problems. That's going to be up to you. Scenes, are the scenes cool? Sound and music, special effects, and then, attraction overall. Then we'll give our 3 favorite scenes, because all the number scores are just number scores.
But also on the 3 favorite scenes, we don't give a whole lot of information.
Yeah, I'll say tree. So anyone that was in that attraction will know what I'm talking about without giving anything away.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of reviews, not that Troy's skipping through those.
You have. And one of the cool things that because a peek behind the curtain for Terror Tours, I've actually been using Jarad a lot this last year because I've never been to Philadelphia prior to coming up with the haunts that I'm doing this year and in the future. And so I messaged him, and we've been talking for probably close to a year now. And one of the reasons that I picked some of the haunts, and actually there's one haunt, Devil's Last Laugh, that is on our tour. It is, and I think I've talked about it here before, that it's this guy's house, and behind it is this massive barn, and the haunt is in the barn, but the beginning of it is a crappy, horrible, like Dollar Tree cemetery. And it looks terrible. And then you walk and then you go inside and your mind is blown. And I'm watching, before I even talked to Jarad about it, I watched his review on it. And by the end of the review, I was like, I want to go. Like you said all the right things, but it was from like not from a jaded standpoint. It felt to me that you were like, look, we go to this haunt thinking it's a haunted house. We know it's a haunted house. Are we going to have fun? And you don't go into it from what I can gather. It doesn't seem like you go into it as haunters. You almost go into it kind of like I do, where I go in it as a person and I want to be scared. I want to be got. I don't want to walk in and look at all the sets and stuff like that. I mean, I do, but I'm also wanting to be immersed, is a fucking word again. But the way you presented that review, I was like, there's no way I can't have this haunt on our tour. And it fit perfectly it's right near Waldorf. So it fit perfectly for that night. And it to me, out of all the haunts on the tour, I'm kind of looking forward to Devil's Last Laugh the most. Like, I have my wants for the other ones. Like I have to go to Waldorf because I love Hell House, obviously Pennhurst, and the other ones. But like, I love a haunt that is in some guy's backyard that just blows your mind, And so the way you did that review was perfect because, like you said, you didn't give away everything that was in there. And there are other reviewers that do. We all know the ones that it's a long post and it tells you every corner. And we've been trying to get him on the show so he can explain that mentality, because you guys do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
You say, hey, this is great. This is great. This is great. This is great. This needs some work. This wasn't that great. And then here's your 3 favorite things. But you absolutely leave it up to us to experience it with your excitement in the background, So I really appreciate that. I know I've told you before, but I wanted to make it public that I really appreciate your guys' reviews and the way that you do them. It doesn't feel like you're going in there and you're going to give them high scores just cause,
no, and honestly,
we're honest.
We were invited somewhere and it didn't go good. So you have that shit. Now I have to dump all over this place because that's what I've always done is be honest.
But
I did it. That was a different haunt.
Oh,
but
I didn't know which one you were talking about.
We won't call them out, but I was upfront with the issues because they changed a lot and it didn't work. It worked a lot better before, and that's just what I said. It's just it's just honesty. Honesty goes a lot further.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people that just love everything, and that doesn't help you. And that's not even the haunt industry. Like you watch all the Universal Studios people in the food. Oh my God, it's amazing! It's amazing! It's amazing! Can I have my free tickets?
Right.
Like that bothers the hell out of me, and I'll never do that. And like she mentioned, we had one where I almost went down. It was very dark. You couldn't see that it was downhill, and I almost stumbled twice. So the owner reached out and wanted to know where it was. That's what I like to see. Is like, all right, cool. I helped them. So it's not like, oh, this haunt sucks, because haunt never sucks. I love all haunts, but it's how to get better. I mean, when I did the Laurels review, I found silver washers in like a black gear scene. Like, that's weird. So I just sent it online, and the art guy went back there with a spray can the next day. And then I didn't notice any washers. But yeah, I just think honesty is the best way to do it.
Right.
Now, have you ever gone back to a haunt that you've reviewed once to see if anything has changed? Or like like you were saying, they saw silver washers, it was a downhill slope, to see what kind of improvements that they've made.
We have
done another review.
We've done multiple reviews on multiple haunts. There's some haunts we won't miss because of the relationships we have with them. I mean, I'll be straight up. I'll be honest. Without Valley of Fear, Field of Screams, or Reaper's Revenge, we're still not here. We're not doing this.
Yeah.
And because the actors, the management, the base, they were our biggest fan base, and they have us out every year, and we have a blast. You're gonna love Valley of Fear, especially since I know what's coming.
Yes.
That's one thing I don't like about this is I hear too much shit.
Right.
But yeah, we've went back, especially ones where our review wasn't so, I'm not gonna say mean, but needed an improvement, we'll say.
Right.
And we'll say, hey, we saw this last year, this changed, or this didn't change, and we aim for 50% new every year, and so a lot of them we can't repeat. So once in a while, like maybe every 2 or 3 years, we'll go back to one that we reviewed a while ago.
So, sorry, go on, finish up.
As a group, how many do you want to hit this year?
I think we're going to hit about 50, 55.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There was a question kind of similar to that. How many haunts do you visit in a season, and how do you decide on which haunts to visit?
Oh, the decisions.
He starts planning in February.
It's hard because we're planning a trip, but 3 of the haunts don't have their schedule out yet. So that makes things complicated. Distance adds a little bit to it. Like we try to take 1 trip a year out of state. So last year we did New Orleans, which was great because we got to hit 3 haunts. We were thinking about Ohio this year, but we actually have a rep in Ohio that helps us out with a lot. Rick Bolton, he's the man. So we've been branching out further. But as to what haunts we want to visit, it's like I said, now we're basing for 50% new. So I'll put those on the schedule first and just make sure Mark off's on the list. Then we go from there.
Right.
Mark off.
So I have a question about how you review. If you're brutally honest, do you ever have attraction owners come to you and say, I don't want you to air stuff, or don't come back, or don't come in because I know that, if there's something that I don't want you to talk about? Do you ever run across situations like that?
Not yet, but we've started making, like, as our review, not one owner has had an issue with how we did it. That's not saying we're going to see that in the future, because I've been expecting that for 9 years.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen it. With the shorts I do, because I like to make funny shorts and not just do, hey, there's a guy in a costume. I like to add, memes to it. I made one for Markoffs, but I wanted to make sure it was along their lines. So I told them, I'm like, listen, I want to post this. If you don't like it, I'm deleting it. And it didn't work with what they do there, so I deleted it and I stole it for myself. But I'll usually check with the haunts if I'm doing something risky.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean risky?
All right. Well, the famous Hawk Tall girl right now, the meme. Yeah. I use that in a reel, and let's just say I ended up using it for my own. So every haunt was safe, and I wasn't. So I like to just make funny reels.
He absolutely showed it to me. I saw it, and it was hilarious as shit. But I could see how a haunt would be like, let's wait for a dance craze video or something. How about that?
Yeah. and I did do one for Marcos a while back with the dog banging his head because it was cute. And their midway is a party, so if
God, it is. With Ranger Pete there, it's a party.
I made this commercial you're showing for Night of Terror.
Yeah, he also makes makes little commercials, makes little advertisements and stuff like that. He did some for me for Terror Tours.
Then I have to redo it.
That was before I changed the lineup, of course. Thanks to you. So another completely behind the curtain thing. He comes to me at East Coast on Sunday and goes, "Hey, just letting you know, Reaper's Revenge isn't open on Sunday." And I go, oh, what? So he gave me a heads up that I needed to talk to the owners of Reaper's Revenge. And that's where we found out that some miscommunication had happened. And I hadn't reiterated which Sunday we were supposed to be coming. And Reaper's was not open that weekend. So we had to change up the haunt and take them off the tour and put on Valley of Fear. But it was his attention to detail and him knowing these haunts so well that he was like, hey, heads up, so haunters helping haunters, of course. Your reviews have crafted what I want to do in that area for many years, as every time we come back to the Philadelphia area, and of course the Maryland and things like that.
We're really blessed with the area we live in.
You are.
Because
so many haunts.
You can hit golf balls to world-class haunts. And
absolutely.
There's too many. We haven't even hit all of them yet.
We've hit the big ones. But
right, but there's still a lot more.
Yeah, there's one 40 minutes from me where my scout that helps us cover the other haunt, because we try for 50 new, me and Terry. So if my buddy's going to the other one, he'll cover that one. We'll throw a review together. And so there's one, Sleepy Hollow, that's 45 minutes from my house that I've never been to. So I'm like, that's got to go on the list. Then there's Scream Mountain that has to go on the list. We had a interview with the whole management team there. So
that's the one where you go up the mountain, don't you?
A ski lift.
Yeah,
she's trying to put me on a ski lift.
Yeah. I saw that. It's on our list too. So what would be your least, well, not least favorite haunt, but what haunt like back in the day was like, this haunt's got a lot of work to do, and did they rise to it eventually? Do you know of any that have, started out real rough and then have you've watched them come up?
Troy's really making me go back here.
The one in Jersey.
There's 10 in Jersey. Conover killings? Maybe.
Yeah, that's it.
There's a very small, very cool, completely outdoor haunt called the Conover Killings. And it's really just this dude, young kid, and his friends built this little trail haunt. And I've been watching him grow for the last 3 years, and now he's selling out every night. Like, he can't put in a lot of bodies, so he fully controls the ticketing because of the parking situation. But him doing an Instagram as his character had people coming in from New York, upstate New York, Delaware, all to his little, I think it was like a mile long, but he had some pretty cool stuff in there. Valley of Fear has come a long way. I'm not saying they were bad before. I always loved Valley of Fear, but they're really pressing the bar.
Yeah. Right. What is your favorite haunt? I know it's tough.
Right now, I'm in a 3-way tie. I'll be fair with that. It's Reaper's Revenge.
No 3-way ties.
You have to pick one.
All right, you guys are all calling me out.
You can never go to another haunt again.
That on the show.
Yeah, you can only go to one haunt ever again. Well,
I'm sorry, guys, but now I think it's Markov's.
Yeah,
Markov's?
I would agree.
Yeah. That show was. I still can't process it. I still can't process it.
Right.
You only saw half of it too, man.
What do you mean we only saw half of it?
That midway is a whole show all on its own.
Oh, really? Okay.
When that's fully active, there's like 12 stores. There's like 7 food spots. It took us like 3 minutes to go through the entire list of stuff they had in that midway.
They have bars.
It is a huge. It's such a huge complex.
You don't even have to buy a ticket to go have a night at Markov's because the midway's free. They have giant glow-in-the-dark cotton candy. They have waffles. They have cheeseburgers that the cow was done there.
Damn donut.
Yeah.
They had donuts.
All right,
I mean, it's just.
I'm there. I'm going.
Dude, their burgers that they had. I mean, it's right there. The cow was there earlier that day or the couple days before. That was one of the best burgers I've ever had, hands down. I mean, it was amazing. I think, like, I don't know of any other haunt that allows you into their midway without a ticket. And I'm wondering if that's something that, like, needs to be caught on, because that's an instant money making thing without having to pay for a ticket. Like, because you're already going to be there. And you're probably already there to buy, to go to the haunts. But for an adult who may not want to go through the haunt, to have to pay $25 just to stand there and wait for your kids to go through the haunt or whatever. Yeah, but instead, you get to go through all the midway stuff. That parent's going to buy food. That parent's going to buy some stupid game or whatever. It's just like going to a carnival. The parents come in, you buy the ride tickets, but now it's, this, and this.
But if the parents are there waiting for their kids, they're going to pay for it anyway.
Absolutely.
So why not? Why give it away for free when you can?
I mean,
I get both. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah. I love free. Free is for me. However,
that's my say.
However, if you give the midway away, I mean, that's the experience. You don't have them a captive audience that's not going to buy a ticket. What if 7 girls go in there and some fucker scares the shit out of them and they all run out before buying a ticket? That's the dilemma that you run across, and that's why you always sell tickets and you don't scare people at the ticket booth.
Yeah,
just saying. Been there.
Though, granted, I mean, if those girls were probably going to be a problem anyway. So,
14-year-old girls are fucking gold.
They are. They absolutely are. A gaggle of girls.
Don't take that out of context.
No. We're talking about haunting here.
Haunting. Yeah, that's going to be your hoodie sales because they all dressed in tank tops that night.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, except for in Texas, we're still in shorts and tank tops down here in October.
The beginning of October, still us here too.
Really?
But that's why because it's once October 10th hits, it's warm during the day, so everyone comes out in their tank tops, their jeans, and then if your haunt's not selling hoodies in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, you messed up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the Field of Screams PA has a free midway.
Yes.
Markov's has the free midway. Reapers, you could go there in their midway. It's they got a cool projection show, a nice fire, and some awesome food for Reaper's Midway.
And I think Legends of Fear has the same way. In Connecticut, I believe they have. So maybe it's
Legends of the Fog has a free Midway too. Now that I'm thinking about it,
so maybe it's a New England thing and a Northeast thing where they do the free midways. But I know that Rick down there says that Akron does it, and that's in Ohio. So
I can't think of any midways that are in Wisconsin.
I know down here in Texas, you got to pay to get into all of them. I know. Well, Purgatory, the guys from 916 Russ, they have. It's kind of a midway. It's a couple of food trucks. There's some games out there, but it's a pretty rough midway. It's basically queue line, and food. But you don't have to pay to get into that part. But that's because those food vendors are there. I'm itching I swear to God, I'm gonna have to take another fucking shower. I feel like there's sawdust all over me. It's freaking me out. I'm about ready to pull a Chris and take my shirt off. So
this takes on a whole new format of the show now.
Right?
I'm gone.
Susie's OnlyFans and Troy's OnlyFans. What would you say? Like, what are 3 things that you remember there being back in the day of haunt? 10, 15 years ago, whatever, that have either gotten better or gotten worse. Like, what have you seen as changes in the industry from
evolution?
Haunts?
Yeah. So my biggest one would be props and prop manufacturing. I mean, I love the old school styrofoam head in a dark ride, but really they look like crap. But I miss the old school haunting. So I'm going to say that changed a ton. I like animatronics, but I don't think they make a haunt. I'm more actor driven and scene driven. Yeah. And the scenes have changed dramatically. I'm going to say from a little kid to the time I walked in the Night of Terror when the Scream Parks really started, that was the biggest change for me, was the scenery. Like you get to actually walk through the horror movies I've been watching all my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Actor, a lot of haunts use that actor training, and it works, and it helps, and it's a lot safer. The picture you showed is a container haunt. The fire at Six Flags was a container haunt. So that whole thing has changed. I think they're a lot safer than they used to be. Do they still need work? Yeah, but I don't. A lot has changed. It really has.
Yeah, I agree.
But the actor training, I think, is huge, because now you just don't hear "get out" 40 times through an attraction.
Fresh meat.
The rock cans have seemed to go away for the most part, which I'm really happy about.
There is a couple haunts that we went through, and then an hour, little bit goes by, and we go through it again, and the actors change up their script.
Yeah.
So it's more personal.
Yeah.
To each individual.
A lot of different haunts. Halls of Horror. Shout out to Halls of Horror. Very, I'm going to say maybe there's 10 scenes in this haunt. It's very interactive. That's the picture you showed with blood all over me. They paint you with stuff, but they're trained to immediately pick up what you said and turn it back on you, like quickly.
Okay.
Like they don't think about it. It's like, oh, that's really funny. Oh, you think it's funny, huh? And then throw you against the wall. Or she'll say something different, and it's right away. We didn't see that years ago.
Has there ever been a haunt that you've walked through to to review or whatever, and just been like, you know what? This is so bad. I gotta leave. I can't do this because it's just
we reviewed it. The whole thing wasn't bad, but 70% of it was. They had 5 attractions. 2 were pretty good. Scenery was fun. Actors were fun. The other 3 were just, they look better from the outside than the inside. And that's just how that one went. It's happened. It's definitely happened.
Yes.
When you What's your take on the style of marketing that is done on haunts now versus what, like, it used to just be, here's the haunt. It's open from 9 to 11, and here's the ticket prices. Now, I mean, as I was showing all those videos, these are like full on movies that they're putting together for these haunts. What's your take on like that style of marketing versus the old style?
I really like it. I love watching them. I watch them as they're released. I look forward to when they're released. Maybe because I know a lot of the actors in these videos,
right.
But like the photography is amazing now.
Yeah,
like they've really figured out how to light a haunt, how to video on a haunt. I mean, you Dozer, the shit he does is awesome. The way they can capture the lighting, it's. I'm actually thinking about, because we give out awards at the end of the year. I'm thinking about adding that as a category because some of this stuff is just so impressive.
Now, but do you think that like when you see video, like, I've watched the Pennhurst one a bunch of times. Not all of these videos show you what's going to be in the haunt, and I know that's the point. But do you think that they're giving almost this grand picture of what's going to be in there, and then you go and it's not like that? I mean, have you ever seen one that's got this amazing trailer and then you go through and you're like, oh, that's where you spent all your money?
A couple times, but for the most part, like the bigger ones, like Reapers, Field of Screams, they do very, very closed in stuff on just characters.
Okay.
If you notice, like they don't show a lot, and what they do show is stuff you see as soon as you walk in, so they're not even giving away.
Okay.
Like they'll show off like
Brighton's like that too.
Yeah, Brighton had a 30-second video of a smoke-filled room with a creepy guy playing a piano. That gave nothing away. But it was absolutely beautiful. And yeah, you're gonna see this midway. This thing's insane.
I'm telling you right now, this is, I mean, you've got Markoffs and you've got Overload, and they are two totally different style haunts. But when people say Overload is like the haunt to go to, I'm gonna have as much as I love Eric and love the people at Overload, and I will tell people to go there every day of the week, but I will also say you have to go to Markoffs.
Yeah, Troy's gonna get me in trouble now. I love Eric, Nikki, all the team over there, and when I walked into Markoffs, I literally did this.
Yeah.
How did I not know? And they're 32 years old. How did I not know this was here?
Yeah.
And
a lot
then
of guerrilla marketing, a lot of just word of mouth stuff.
And then actually getting into the actual haunt, how they did what they did is just.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, when I interviewed the two Markoffs guys that run the town, we were on the phone for an hour after I stopped recording because I needed to know stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, those bonfires, those are trees. Those aren't branches. They're full-size trees.
Yeah.
Like what John, the Haunted Former, is climbing here, it's that size.
Yeah. They get donated power poles. Like all the power poles that go down and stuff like that, the power company brings them all the power poles and brings them all the wood from it, and like they build their haunt with power poles.
Yeah.
It's everything at Markoffs is 100 times bigger than it should be.
Right.
This thing John's about to do, you pay $20, and I think 80% of the money goes into a pool. So if nobody does it for a while, you can make $300 or $400 if you make it across this spinning death wheel here.
Oh, it's spinning?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, it rotates as you step on it.
Oh my God.
This is in a haunt midway, by the way.
Yeah, this is in a midway.
And they also have zip lining.
They have zip lining.
Yeah. I did see that. This I don't think was on. This wasn't up there when we were there. Nope, he didn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, like,
dude, I would pay for that. The idea is you have to run on those. You have to run real fast. You have to just go.
That's the DJ booth. There's a giant cotton candy. It's the size of her, and they glow. I mean, it's just There was something special about there. That's probably my favorite overall night now, but I think my favorite detail is still the 13th gate.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Lots of detail there.
Yeah, that
Like
if I had
the
to
giant
separate
elephant.
the two. Yeah, like
Yeah.
she walked out of there, her eyes were bugged. She's like, "How do we come back next year? Can we just fly here for a couple hours and then fly home?"
Right. I want to go there this year. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I may be staying in Texas this year, but that's my one haunt that I might go to. But so it's that even though I mean she's not here, but we're still gonna do it.
The Haunter's Toolbox question of the week.
Okay. So since you've seen a lot, what do you like? And this is current stuff. What would you like to see die? No more.
All right, this is going to be heavily controversial, and
That's
this is going
fine.
to make a lot of people upset.
Good.
But I'd love to see hayrides go bye-bye.
Really?
Hayrides, that's
A
large.
lot of
That's-
fun stuff in hayrides, but I'm a scene guy. I'm a detail guy. You can't catch that on a hayride. A lot of hayrides are side-oriented. Not a lot of hayrides have the full show on both sides. So you miss a lot on a hayride. We were lucky enough to go to Bates Motel during COVID. They let us walk the hayride. That was the best time I ever had on a hayride.
Yes.
What would you like to see die, Troy? Good answer. Christopher, what would you like to see?
No, people are gonna hate this too, but I'm sorry, clowns. It's just
what?
But again,
serious?
clowns. It's clowns because
What?
I'm a haunter. It's clowns because I'm a haunter, not because I'm a normal. Normals hate clowns, hence why they're effective and they're good. I'm done, especially the
Alright.
ones that have all the colored hair. The electric blue, orange, and green colored hair clowns that are at every haunt, and they all have different names, but they're all the same damn person.
And they all have the pointy chin.
They all got the pointy chin because it comes from one manufacturer, and I'm not. Yeah,
Troy's going to change his mind after his PA haunt tour.
Yeah.
I hope. I love everything. I'm just saying, as a haunter. Okay.
I completely understand, Troy. I'm not against you on this.
Yeah.
I am.
You'll
That's
see.
stupid. Why would you want to get rid of clowns?
Ugh, they're overdone. I want to see
They're not
new.
overdone.
Going to
They're not
Markov's.
overdone.
No, but see, that's the thing. Going to Markov's, going to Laurel's House of Horror, going to Bates. No clowns. No clowns. It was effective. I loved seeing what
Sure, it
Markov's
was effective,
Laurel's
but you're
could
talking
do.
about killing off something forever.
I know.
You can't kill off clowns forever. That's dumb.
I'm
You know what
just
you
saying.
can kill off? Air horns. Those stupid little fucking air horns. You're in the fucking black maze or wherever you are, and they fucking right in your face. That's a killer. Get rid of them. See them die.
Yep.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Yeah, Christopher.
See, yeah, see,
Christopher, get
for-
rid of
No, that's different. I'm not talking about what Christopher makes. I'm talking
that's
about
what they use.
stupid-ass little. No, it's not. It's different.
Oh, you mean the little red ones?
The little red fucking air horns. They're
Okay.
they're compressed air.
okay.
usually when you're both
I
on, they
take these
don't
back.
sound
Then.
like a
I take
real
these
one.
back then.
Well, yeah, because what Christopher makes is more for Q line, and more for
Yeah,
Q line,
right.
more for silliness, having fun, clown outside.
Either way, if you
Yeah.
put one of those stupid ass loud horns in a haunt in a hallway with an actor that's literally a foot from you, yeah, no, let those die too. Sorry, Christopher. Sell them in the queue line. Don't sell them in the haunt.
Yep.
Would that be the same thing as a girl running up to behind you and screaming in your ear too, though?
Yes, it's the same thing, but I don't want them to see them die. It's what screams their shit. Fucking
Yeah.
screaming in my ear. That's not scary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
for me, it's chainsaws. The at the end of the haunt when you've got the chainsaw, it's
That's an
I-
iconic thing. You can't just make that die.
yeah, but see,
Never again,
I mean,
no chainsaws ever again. Come on, come
yeah,
on.
no, I've been to plenty of haunts, and I
It's like
see
saying
people,
taking hot cocoa out of the queue line. No hot cocoa anymore.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not. Black coffee straight away. No, I've watched the end of the haunt where the people are going to come by and they're going to chase you with a chainsaw, and there's no reaction from the people. You know, the guy's coming out and he's coming at you with a chainsaw, and they just keep on walking like nothing's going on, and it's like
it has definitely desensitized.
It's not the chainsaw, Christopher. It's the user of the chainsaw. It's just like guns don't kill people; people do. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No,
I people, you're not doing it right.
There's a way to do it, and it's by the and that's why like that company Haunt Saw.
But let me guess, Christopher. If they were running out with your air guns. That would be a totally normal experience, right?
I expect to say corn mazes.
He's not wrong about
He's
that.
not
That would
wrong.
be second on my list.
Corn mazes are second. Yeah. Corn mazes are not super high on my list either.
See, I got somebody that agrees with me.
So I mean,
but you want to see him die. That's the point. I'm talking black and white here, like no gray. Like we could see him go, but maybe they'll come back once in a while. They're gone.
Yeah, no.
Black says, "What trend do you want to see die?" Gone. That's what I see.
Yeah. Now, I do want
Terry
to
says
on,
blackout, which I am
blackout.
completely blackout.
Blackout mazes.
I'm not going to disagree.
I don't like blackout.
There's a time and place for it.
Yes, and there's a really good one at Reaper's Revenge that will mess your day up.
Oh, I know, and that's what pisses me off. Like I don't like going into places where I'm like, fuck, I have to think. You know what I mean? Like I gotta think, which way am I going? And then they put those fucking static pads in there.
Oh yeah.
And you're walking along and you're feeling the ones. Fuck, God, that drives me nuts.
And they have this sound. I don't know what the hell it is, but it makes like your heart chase. Like you feel
you feel it in your chest.
You feel everything in your chest. You can't hear a damn thing. You can't hear the person in front of you.
Can't see.
And all the walls have different textures. It's not just like your haunt walls that you're feeling around. Like one's wet, one's like spiky. The static pads, like that. That's the best. That's the only blackout maze I like. I'll put it up.
I don't even like it.
From a haunter standpoint, I only ever get to see blackout mazes when it's after season. Because that's generally when a bunch of us can go, and that's what I hate. Is like there are some haunts that I can only go to after the season is over, and they're always all doing blackout. So I'm like, I don't get to see your haunt. I'm not paying $50 to see absolutely nothing.
No.
You know, a little add-on haunt. There was one in Portland that had it. It was an extra $5 or $10, whatever it was. At the end, you paid it. You went through. It was effective. It was fun, but it wasn't the haunt. Like you saw the whole haunt, you saw their real work, and then you go to the blackout as an add-on thing. As a haunter, I don't like blackouts at all because I'm there to see the whole show. I didn't pay to see darkness. As a normal, I get it. Of that, you're sitting there the whole time, and what's in front of you, because darkness is scary, and then you don't know what they put in there. So I get that, and I think that's where the industry trend from us may not just necessarily be in haunts. It may be in the vendor side or something like that too. So it wasn't necessarily, that question wasn't necessarily for haunts specific. The chainsaws, I think, is where you've got, because now there's companies that come out with electric ones that you can turn on in a second. Because if you're walking down the hallway and you start hearing that chainsaw go, you know what's coming. It's the same thing as the air cylinder going on. But if you can have that you just hit a button and hit it, right, and that loses all the effect. But if you can get one that just goes off at a second right behind you and you had no idea where you were, that's where the chainsaw could be good, is the element of surprise, because you can't surprise somebody with a gas chainsaw. It's just impossible.
Well, you can. No, you can. If
you got to have a lot of loud noise. You got to have a lot of loud music and shit and hide them well.
Got to be outside. Got to be outside. You didn't know where
it's definitely got to be outside, because because I've done this a number of times, going through a haunt, I can smell the gasoline.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh yeah, here it comes, and then and I'm like, oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Now I've been to some where they use the smell of gasoline. There's no chainsaw anywhere to be found.
Yeah.
And then just like Mike said, the problem is, And I've had this happen at even my home haunt as a walkthrough. We had a chainsaw one year. We had a butcher shop. It made sense. We didn't just have it because we had clowns and all of a sudden we had a chainsaw wielding hillbilly. Okay. We actually had a point to it. The next year, we did not have anything that needed a chainsaw. And people put on our YouTube page, I missed the chainsaw. Where was the chainsaw guy? So when you don't do it, people get pissed. And when you do it, they go, oh yeah, they had the chainsaw guy. That sucked. Well, fuck. What are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
Everybody's a critic, Troy. Everybody's a critic.
Yep.
Yeah. One thing I did want to talk about, with what Troy said in clowns. I'm on the same wavelength as I'm tired of the clowns. If I never saw another clown in a haunt, I wouldn't miss them. But the last haunt that I went to, which was Woods of Terror for their Halfway to Halloween event, I saw so many people running around away from the clowns. I mean, they were screaming in fear. So, to Troy's point, I don't like the clowns. I think they're overdone. But as Mike said, guests always love them, and they ask for them, and that is a phobia. And so if you're not the type of person that goes to a haunt as much as we do, then the clowns are going to be scary. But it's definitely we see it from a different viewpoint.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Probably my only other one that I would, and I don't want it to die per se, but and I've seen it's starting to come to an issue, is that everybody, and this is probably going to sound bad, everybody thinks they can make masks. Everybody thinks they can make them and they can sell them, and then they go to these shows and they don't sell anything, or they have the similar ones that the guy 3 booths down from them have, and then they go on Facebook and they complain, well, nobody buys my masks. And why don't people do this? And why don't I want to sell this? And I want to sell this. And it's like, I'm wondering if we're at a point where maybe no more mask companies for a while. Maybe we have enough now. And I don't know.
The market is saturated.
It's very saturated. It's very saturated. Props, I don't think will ever be saturated because people are so unique in what they make. And they usually, like with Gorgalore, still nobody's making the big giant puppet things. I'm sure there's a couple of people out there who make similar ones just for, one-off type things. But, he came up with some really cool ideas that only he does. But with the masks and the costumes are always going to be a big thing. And I see a lot of the costume companies coming up with a lot of unique ones, and they're pairing them with masks and stuff and making full on characters for people. But I think there's just, like I have friends that are starting that have started mask companies and things like that. And then they don't do well. And it's like, because you go to Transworld and every aisle has 4 or 5 mask companies on it. And it's like, oh, all right. I mean, at what point are we all making the same masks now too? Like,
there are a few mask companies out there that make very unique and individual type masks. And then you go and you see other mask companies where the masks are very similar to other ones because they were inspired by something and they put their own spin on it.
Yeah.
But so like I said, the market is, in my opinion, for masks is saturated. But there are still a few really good and unique sculptors out there that make the masks, that people are going to be, interested in and go up to and buy from them. So,
yeah, it's, and I'm sure it's just the ebb and flow of the industry. It'll be, there'll be 1,000 costume companies in 10 years, and then there'll be a small handful of mask ones, But speaking of masks, I think this segues correctly into
rapid fire questions. But how does that segue?
Because you have latex and silicone. You have latex and silicone.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but they don't know that. Now you're giving away.
Whatever. They've seen the show. You think we're at 77 episodes, Dan?
Troy.
We're at 16 for this year.
Welcome to Rapid Fire Questions, Jared and Terry. We're gonna give you 5 questions. Answer them as quickly as possible. You already know what the questions are. Maybe you should just answer them according to Troy. Son of a
They
bitch.
do not. I did not send him to him early after he paid me $5 for it.
I already know the Venmo. Just remember what question 3 is. All right, are you guys ready?
Yes.
All right, question number 1. What is the perfect length of time for a haunted attraction walkthrough?
15 minutes.
In your opinion, 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question: silicone or latex?
Silicone.
Silicone.
Okay. Third question: Dan or Troy? So remember who screwed up your name this morning?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dan, Troy. I mean, it's just...
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Awesome guests. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Question number 4.
Pandering.
Actually, I'm going to switch this because I think number 4. I'm going to put to number 5 because I think we can have a lot of things we can talk about and bounce off of. So number 4, zombies or vampires?
Vampires.
Ooh.
Okay. And then the last question, which we can talk about: facade or final scare?
Facade.
Final scare.
Ooh. So why the facade versus the final scare, Jay?
All right, for me, it's really hard to get me in a haunt. I haven't jumped in a few years. It's I love it. I'm paying attention to everything, and I know where everyone's at. It's sad. I'm trying to retrain myself, but facades just adds to the experience. I mean, if I'm walking into a haunted house, I want it to look like a haunted house. I'm not worried about the final scare because odds are you're not going to get me. Now, her.
I am a big chicken.
So the final scare means something to you.
Yes. And if I don't get scared, there are some haunts where I may jump.
So I'm going to ask you, Jared, what is your favorite facade?
Oh.
First one that comes to mind.
First one that comes to mind.
Terry, I'm going to ask you what your favorite scare is at the end. Just so you're aware.
Yeah, I think I know which one hers is. My favorite facade. I'm going through a bunch of haunts.
Sure.
Probably still the Bates Motel.
Okay. Troy, you want to pull something up?
Yes,
Yeah,
I will.
go ahead.
Because that's actually a question of mine. So go ahead and go to the final scare thing, and then we'll circle back.
Terry?
So my final scare, I'm scared to death of chainsaws and Jason. Yeah.
Huge fear of Jason Voorhees.
I have a huge fear.
We might as well tell him the Brighton story. I mean,
let's hear it. I can't wait. I'm excited now.
We were at Brighton and I went into tunnel vision. I don't remember seeing the mom there. He said there was a bridge. I do remember the bridge, but he said there was a cabin. And he blocked me so that I could not pass him on this little tiny bridge. And Jason popped up like he was coming out of the water.
Oh,
and
no
he
shit.
grabbed me and tried to lift me up as I was going over the bridge. And I was kicking and screaming. I still don't think that man could hear right. And he finally let me go. This one still wouldn't let me pass. He let me finally pass. I go out the room, collapse to the floor in tears. I finally get up and there's a damn chainsaw at the end.
So we walk into this room that's a young lady, short lady with a Pamela Voorhees wig on, saying, "They were busy having sex. They didn't look after my son." So I knew it was coming. I'm excited now. And as soon as we turn the corner, I see the cabin and a little boat in their fake lake.
that.
And then this dude's 6'4". Like, this is a big man.
I just locked eyes on him.
So I get around her without her knowing what's going, because I know she's not paying attention.
What's happening?
So yeah, so I grab onto both rails of the bridge. She can't move. She sees Jason. She's jumping into me. I'm not moving. He picks her up like 3 feet off the ground. She loses her shit. He puts her down, and she jolts into the other room. One of the best scares I've ever seen in a haunt. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
So this is, you guys did a video of it, but the video doesn't have the lights on it.
Yeah.
I was less impressed out of the haunts we went to at East Coast. This was the least impressive, and I know that we didn't get to go through all of it. The thing that people don't realize about Bates is that this is not the Bates Motel. The actual Bates Motel scene is in the hayride, not the front of the, not the Bates Motel you're thinking of. The Bates Motel scene from the movie is in the hayride, and it's great. This part of the haunt really has nothing to do with Bates Motel. It doesn't have anything to do with the lore. It's just a haunted house. But you enter through the side of the building. Unremarkable. It's just the side of a building. And then you exit through that white door behind the skeleton horse there. It was underwhelming, to say the least.
Completely. I'll tell you, this was once an amazing attraction.
That's what I keep hearing, is that the last several years, it has not been
10, 15 years ago, it was amazing. Mm-hmm. But they haven't updated.
Did you ever go through the house through
the
front door like that? Or did you always go through the side?
I remember always the side.
It's always been the side.
See, and that to me, I mean, I get it, because then like people can be waiting outside. They see you come out. Yeah. They see you running out.
It's a better photo op for the exit. That's really why they did it.
100%.
Okay. You know what? I didn't really think about that. I will renege on that part of it. I don't know, just the haunt itself. Like when you said about the hayride, about the Bates Motel hayride, walking through it, I could totally see how that would be much better. I did not like how that hayride never stopped. Now, I understand we were on a haunt tour, but we were the only ones there.
It doesn't stop in the season either.
They could have, see, and that's what I heard, is that it doesn't stop during the season, and that I don't like. Because to me, like you said, if you're on one side of that hayride, it never stops for you to look at the other side, where Legends of the Fog, their hayride goes into buildings and the doors come down and the scene develops all around you and everything's doing it. Legends of Fear is kind of the same way. They go to scenes and the hayride will stop and then it will continue to the next scene. There's things in between. There's plenty of the Legends of Fear has an amazing hayride. But Bates, it was like, okay, yep, you saw it, keep on moving. Like it was the guy telling you to keep moving the whole time.
It's very commercial. It's geared to putting large throughput. So when you have large throughput, you lose immersion.
Oh, absolutely.
There's that word again.
I'm sorry. I would rather pay an extra $30 or $40 to go through that thing slow and to see everything develop around me, because I know they got a lot of detail in there. I saw some of it because I'm sure they went slower for us than they do the normal people. But that to me is a very, and I don't care, because I have no shame anymore and I'll say whatever the fuck I want. That's very Leonard Pickle-ish to say we're only going to worry about money.
Randy Bates is in the same boat as Leonard Pickle.
I did.
You heard it here first, folks.
There was a haunt in Oregon that went along, and they had an amazing haunt. They had broken off from another haunt. They started it and I've talked about it before, where the first scene, the lady's talking to you, blah blah blah. There's a door off to your right. You look like you're going to go that way, and this giant fireplace opens up, and you walk through it. Amazing haunt from start to finish. The next year, I went again. And they go, oh, we can't, because I was like, you got a haunter, you scared me. It was awesome. I go back the next year. They sped us through rooms. I even heard them on the radio saying, shut down that room. It's going too slow. We need to get more people through. We need to get more people in line, and we need to get them, like, every bit of their plan was to get people through and to get money. By Halloween, they had so little line because word of mouth had spread that it was literally just, it was conga line and it was go, go, go. They were shutting down scares. They were making you go around rooms because it was taking too long in some of them to be immersed in whatever story they're trying to tell. And 2 years later, they were completely gone. They don't even exist anymore because they only cared about money. Obviously, Bates Motel is not going anywhere. You know, they're going to be around for a long time, but haunts that only think about money and throughput, as you can tell, that's not the model that's winning right now. I think I've mentioned here before, Dark Hour raised their prices to lower their attendance to give people a better experience. And other haunts are doing that too. Maybe not so much raising the prices, but they're looking at the experience level versus how many people did we get through. It's how many people did we scare? How many people did we get all these awesome reviews from and things like that? And Bates Motel, even as a haunt convention tour, it felt like I was a regular patron and being pushed through. And I did not like it at all. I loved the Horsemen. I loved this scene. They have an amazing marketing plan. And that was one of the reasons I asked you about the marketing videos versus the actual haunt. And Bates Motel, to me, is 100% marketing and very little substance from the marketing. Like, I did not feel the same way leaving there as I did when I watched the marketing beforehand.
It just upsets me because this is one that we used to look forward to.
Yeah.
Because it was awesome. Another one would be Terror Behind the Walls changing to Halloween Nights at Eastern State. That just...
Yep. I've heard lots of people say that. It basically went from super scary to happy time with the family.
Yeah, like College Party Town with dancers and $22 cinnamon bites. And like, these are $22, man. I'm not even kidding. French toast sticks.
They were bite size.
Bite size. So you get like 4 strips.
I mean, you're wondering if they're trying to compete with, the fact that there are so many haunts in your area that, okay, we're going to try this model and try to get the families in, where the families may not think of going to Reaper's Revenge or Halls of Horror and things like that, where they're like, all right, we're going to tap into the Disney crowd, the family crowd, and we're going to try to get everybody in here for a night. But when you keep it in a place like Eastern State Penitentiary with the history that it has,
you have the ultimate facade, like we're talking
right?
Facades. I mean, you don't have to do a lot of work here. Keep it scary. Terror Behind the Walls was awesome. It was 8 attractions, 5 were really good, 3 were cool, and it was just a night, man. You got busted on old school buses. Remember that?
Right.
I mean, it was an event, and now it's a party, and they still have one decent house in there, but the rest is just, I don't know what happened.
I mean, it was very interesting. But that's one of the reasons that I love going on these convention tours, is that you get to see all of them in a slower paced way. I didn't know what to expect from Laurel's, and I was blown away by Laurel's. I loved that. The final scare, which is that whole theater room.
Yep.
That was very, very surprising.
And that's why we try for 50% new now, because we found Laurel's just last year. Markoff's just last year. And 2 who've become like family members. I talk to these guys like almost every day.
Right. What is your, before we get to your socials and wrap up the show here, what is your haunt that you're most excited about seeing this year? Besides the one on the Terror Tours.
I am excited about the Terror Tours. I'll be straight up with you. I think that's going to be a blast.
Yes.
We're looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to getting back to Devil's Last Laugh.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to getting back to Valley of Fear, knowing what they did. Just heard a bunch of stuff about Field of Screams that I haven't told her about yet. Marcos.
Yeah.
It's the first one on our calendar.
Do you have a new one you're going to that you haven't been to yet?
Headless Horseman.
Headless Horseman. We're gonna get the Headless Horseman.
Okay, you're gonna be there.
Let's see. I actually had the list right here. It's that easy. Bring up that doc. Wish list. Scream Mountain. That's the one with the pole. Headless Horseman. Hera's Nightmare is brand new, opening this year in Maryland. Maryland's really stepping up. Red Vein in Virginia. Sleepy Hollow Haunted Acres. The Nevermore Haunt in Baltimore. It's a whole Edgar Allan Poe kind of deal. It's very different. That I can't tell you because we haven't announced our trip yet.
Right.
And 3-1's Devil's Playground doesn't get enough love.
Yeah.
They're only open 8 nights this year, which sucks, but I'm definitely gonna make it. That place that brings intensity, and I absolutely love it. And they don't get enough love. They're kind of shadowed by other places.
They had a pretty big showing at East Coast, so hopefully that helps them a little bit.
I hope so. Don't get me wrong. The nights we've been there, that line's out the damn door.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we look forward to. I especially look forward to watching your reviews and stuff like that, and watching your awards and stuff. I do want to thank you for your help with the tours specifically, but also for doing those reviews. And helping a little more, in depth looking at the haunts and stuff like that allowed me to figure out which ones that I wanted to go to and also which ones to avoid, because like Halls of Horror was on my list, and I was like, oh, I've got some people that don't want to be touched and don't want to have blood on them and stuff like that. I want to go to it. I'm like, I can't we're on a bus that's an hour and a half away from civilization and their nice hotel room. That would be rough.
It's so funny when you're hanging out at the Waldorf Midway, you see everyone coming in soaked in blood because they're like 5 minutes away from it. It's so funny.
Yeah, there's 3 that are right next to each other there pretty much. So that's pretty cool. So we will start with the socials here. You've got your main.
That's my main gig. Yeah.
Yeah. Is Halloween Haunts 365. It's right there. Whoop. I want to see, he needs to be 1,000 subscribers. Come on. 913.
We set goals in 2022 and hit half of them.
Okay.
I set goals in 2023. The last one we have left to obtain is the hit. What is that? 87 more by September 1st.
Okay. 87 more by September 1st. Well, we're going to get you up a few more tonight.
I appreciate it.
And you've got the website, which has all your reviews from the 2016 on, so you can kind of see reviews as they've grown. Maybe there were some that you went to that you want to see if they lined up with what you thought. You can also get this where you can get some of their merch. Oh, look at that, Territories! Look at that. That's weird. So if you want to buy any cool merch with their awesome logo on it,
and we are members of the HAA. Which is nice.
Oh, yeah, of course. And you got your other sponsors there. Your party pumpers.
Oh yeah.
First time I saw that, I was like, "What am I watching?"
That's Troy. He's the DJ at Lehigh Valley Scream Park.
There you go.
He reached out to us and we did a little thing and
yeah. And then you've got, of course, you have a Facebook page where you can follow along. They post their stuff on there as well. So if you miss on a YouTube notification, you can check their Facebook page. They also have a TikTok where you can see his crazy, like the Hawk Taw Girl. So you can check out their fun TikToks on there as well. And that's my Facebook page, so you don't need to go there. So HalloweenHaunts365.com is their TikTok. Do you have an Instagram?
Yep, we're on there.
Okay, so Halloween 365 on the Instagram
Yep.
as well. And so check them out on all those things. I will, you know what? I'll do this right now. Even though it's on our description, sometimes people miss that. So I'll put that on all the things there. So yeah. Anything else you want to get out to the masses that you can't say on your show?
I say everything I can on my
Everything.
show. Trust me, she gets read sometimes. We have a live show coming up. Our first one. It's really hard for me to do live shows because without consistency, you don't get the viewer, as you guys know.
Yep.
If I can't do a certain day, it just doesn't work out. But we have every year we get together with the Haunt Informer, who does a YouTube channel, Fall Ritual, who does a YouTube channel. We all get together and go through our plans for the season. It's always a fun show. So this year we were invited out by the owners of Bloodshed Farms. They opened a Hatchet House. So we're going to be doing a live show from their Hatchet House, and it's 4 different groups all talking about our haunt plans. It's August 18th.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
It's
like
a
3
Sunday.
o'clock. It's a Sunday at 3. We wanted it early so I could whip their asses and some axe throwing. But yeah, it's going to be our first live show, so I'm excited about that.
Nice.
And of course, I already have the TikToks ready for that.
Of course. Hell yeah.
Of course.
We do only have 128 days till Halloween, so
Oh my God, Troy! I can't believe you keep posting that. Okay, was that Susie enough?
carved. Yeah,
Was that Susie enough?
As close as we're gonna get to it. Thanks,
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone else hate Halloween Day? Because it like ends haunt season. Like it's kind of like semi-sweet for me.
I mean, now with what I do with Halloween, it's Halloween Day is almost another day. Like it's sure I take it off work and I get everything ready to go, and it's an awesome night, but it doesn't like my year doesn't end because then I, me and Christopher start working on the award show, and
That's true.
I'll probably go to a few more haunts after that.
Yeah, we have Christmas haunts. So yeah.
I think now, because of all the off-season stuff, Halloween is just another opportunity, not an end.
Yeah, it used to be an end, but I noticed this season, like I wasn't as heartbroken as I was in past because all the interviews, the off-season content, the convention was awesome. Having one down here finally. I mean, we only have half the haunts in the country in 2 states right here. So
I know, right? Dan's coming to East Coast Haunters Convention next year. So is Christopher.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Christopher's going to vend. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
I'm not going to bend.
No, you're not.
You're
going to come there and hang out and look pretty in your chair.
Yes, in my chair.
In your chair.
All right. I think we've got it. Got nothing else to say, Troy?
I'm good.
I got a question for you.
Oh.
Who's on next week?
This is our final show before our 2-week break, and we have Sam Hain. It's Jamie. He's a California haunter. So we're going to talk all things California haunting. And he's been around for a long time. So most everybody knows him as Sam Hain, but his real name is Jamie. So we will have him on next week, and it'll be awesome.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, that wraps up the show. Jarad, Terry, thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you guys so much.
And Troy, it's always nice. Christopher, I love your face, but Susie's cuter.
Liar.
Susie's cuter.
Anyway, that's the end of the show. We're going to have a great night. We'll see you guys next week, Tuesday, 8 o'clock.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, something like that.
Something